Okay, this has to be crazy. I'm driving in this to go to a quilting retreat? It is true. Quilters are nuts. Good morning, everybody. It's Stephen here for Bland Designs, and this is my weekly vlog number 142 for November the 18th, 2019. And I've had a very busy weekend, actually more than a weekend, since Thursday, and I'm going to talk about that in a few moments. And it's sort of tied into what you saw as the teaser for today's vlog. But let's talk about our current projects and have some coffee. Yes, I'm back to drinking regular coffee again. I'm playing with fate here. I'm still trying to determine what's giving me the heartburn or whatever. I may have to talk to my doctor about this because I don't know what it is. But right now, coffee doesn't seem to be doing it to me. But I have cut back on the coffee to about 1, maybe 2 cups in the morning, and that's it. Okay, enough about that. So let's get right into what I've got hanging up behind me. And these are some current projects. I went to a retreat this weekend, a sewing retreat, a quilting retreat, 30-some women and me, and it was a lot of fun, and I got a lot done, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the retreat and show you some video later on in the vlog, so stay tuned for that. But this was one of the projects, this right here. This was a table runner, or it was designed to be a table runner. It's called the Pole Twist. And I decided to do a variation on this particular design using Christmas fabrics, and I did some embroidery, and that's what these little bells are in the center of each one of the blocks. This is not going to be a table runner. This is going to be a banner, a Christmas banner, for my front door on my house. Now, right now, all I have is the flimsy. I learned a new term on the weekend. A flimsy means a quilt top that you haven't yet layered and quilted. And that's what this is. So you can see here, this is just the top. There's all the seams on the back. It hasn't been layered with the batting and haven't put the background fabric on it yet and done the quilting on it. But I think it turned out really nice, and I'm really happy with it. Now, the thing I have beside it is the beginnings of what's called a Bargello quilt. A Bargello quilt is a series of these little squares that, when you get the whole quilt together, actually gives you an optical illusion like it's curving. And they can be in all kinds of different designs, and I've wanted to make one of these for a long time. So I'm taking this class, and sadly I only have 2 classes left, and this is as far as I have gotten. And I'm hoping to get a few more strips on this today before my class tomorrow, so I'm not behind. But it is different. It's a little bit tricky. You got to be careful because you've got to get your colors in this lineup. So there's a thing you have to do with the tops and the bottoms and everything when you do it, so it's easy to get screwed up. I was hoping that when I went to the retreat that I would get a lot of this done. I never worked on it at all. I worked on all kinds of other things like this, and yeah, it's surprising. You think you've got 4 solid days of sewing pretty much, and that you're going to get a lot of things done. No. But more about that later on. Okay, so that's what I've been up to, and I have a ton of things I've got to do this week because we have a quilting retreat, or not a quilting retreat, our quilting show for the Guild is coming up, starting on Thursday for setup, and then Friday and Saturday is a show. So it's going to be, this week is just packed. And I'm starting to panic a little bit here because I have all these Christmas projects I've been working on, as you know, over the past month or so, and I still haven't got them done, and I've got to get on with it. Okay, anyways, you know, really, I only have myself to blame. I'm starting to feel stressed out a little bit about this, and this is supposed to be fun. Why am I stressing out? I put this pressure on myself. I'll get it done when I get it done. Put it that way. I just have to prioritize. Moving on. Okay, so the YouTube channel of the week is about quilting, but this is a man. And you know me, I'm always looking for YouTube videos that feature men doing crafting projects or doing sewing or quilting. And this is a relatively new channel, and it's called Stuart Hillard Makes. This week's YouTube channel is called Stuart Hillard Makes.
He is a quilter and a sewer, and he's just put up this website by the look of things, but he's got an awful lot of subscribers, 7.14K subscribers to be exact. And it looks like he only started this YouTube channel 1 month ago, according to the number of videos that he has on site. I find him very interesting. He's a designer, I believe. I think some of the fabric he shows is his own design. And it's just a man sewing. And I'm all about men sewing and quilting. So if you want to check out another sewing or quilting YouTube channel, then I suggest you check out Stuart Hillard Makes.
So as always, the link for Stuart Hillard Makes is in my show notes below, as is the link to my blog. Nothing new there. You will not find a link for Stephen and Walter live this week because we didn't do one. Sorry about that, but I kind of did warn people that might be a possibility we would miss this Sunday that just passed, because I came home from the retreat on the Sunday. We were home around 2:30 in the afternoon, but to be honest, I had everything to unpack, and you would have thought I took the kitchen sink with me to this retreat with the amount of stuff I had to pack up and unpack, and I was tired. As simple as that. So I just said to Walter, I'm just not in the mood to do one, so we're taking a week off. But next Sunday, we will be back, and we're going to continue our discussion with interviewing people who are our regulars, or even our irregulars, if you wish, talking about them. And we had such a great conversation a week ago, and I didn't get through all my questions. So just a reminder, if you're one of the regular viewers, or even if you're not, if you're new, you can join in. There's, doesn't cost you anything. Just put yourself out there. Our topic of discussion, besides other questions about your backgrounds and things like that, is key question. If Walter and I came to visit you, how would you keep us entertained? You might take that as a threat. I don't know. No, we're not going to show up on your doorstep, okay? Unannounced anyways. So just think about that. Okay, and yeah, that's all I've got for links this week. So what's pissing me off? On top of getting ready for the retreat and everything else, wouldn't you know it, a week ago on a Saturday, Bell went down. Bell is our service provider for the internet. It's a major service provider for television, telephone, cell phone, internet across Canada. And it went down across Canada. And people were having horrendous times. We were one of them. We just could not connect. And it just didn't happen for an hour or two. It was all of the weekend to start with. And it carried over into the week as well. I was on the phone with Bell. It just sucked. And through all of this, businesses were down, essential services were down, everything was down. Bell said nothing. You had to go online and to find a third-party website that actually talked about Bell's outages, and it had a big map of Canada there showing the areas that were affected, and it was everything. It was right across the country, and it looked like we in the GTA area, the Greater Toronto area, got it the worst. People were cursing and swearing and writing nasty notes and the whole bit and asking what's going on. Bell went to radio silence. Not only did they go to radio silence on their website, you phoned up their telephone line, their helpline, and you got a recorded message telling you, yes, it was out, and they were experiencing more than usual volume of calls, and they just hung up on you. They just hung up. Simple as that. They couldn't handle, obviously, the number of calls coming in. The news never reported it. Our major stations, CTV, CBC, City Television in our area, never reported the outage at all. Their lips were sealed. They said nothing about this. One of the reasons I think that they didn't say anything about it is because Bell owns CTV, one of our major networks. They own it. So basically the reporters on there were told, keep a lid on it, say nothing. So you'd expect City TV, which is owned by Rogers, would say something about it, because Rogers is basically the other major provider of all these services in our country. They're the competition. Supposedly, they said nothing. Now, we found out, or Walter said, that basically Bell owns 60% of the shares of Rogers. Oh, so essentially Rogers is Bell. There you go. Can you say monopoly? Yeah, it's a monopoly. In the United States, they have many, many providers to choose from, and so there's stiff competition going on. That's why cell prices, like cell service fees, are so much cheaper in the United States than they are here in Canada, because they have the competition. We don't. But we have laws that are supposed to protect us against monopolies, but those laws don't seem to be doing a very effective job. So basically, Bell sucks. You can't get good service from them. Finally, what happened was we fought with this. You don't know because they tell you nothing. You're trying to think at first, is it a problem at my end? Is it a problem at their end? Is it a problem somewhere in between? We know nothing. Nobody's helping us or talking to us. So finally, after many resets of the modem, slowly and gradually we got some service back. But my computer was really screwed up because of this, and you really start to realize how dependent we are on internet service. It's an essential service. It has been bred into us. Our society is built around it. We have to have it. And when you don't have it, you're completely lost. And your blood pressure goes up. You feel a lot of stress. I'm surprised people didn't commit suicide over this, really. I'm being a little facetious here, but it was high stress, especially for people who had a business that were relying upon Bell service to connect them to their banking and credit card information with their customers, all that kind of stuff. I am sure they lost a lot of business over those days. Again, Bell said nothing. Bell has not offered any compensation whatsoever. They are not even saying that they screwed up. We have our own theory. It's not based on any kind of evidence or fact, because Bell's not saying anything. We think they got majorly hacked. And that's why they're keeping it quiet. Or they changed over some of their software, and according to Walter, who was in the software business, he says the way today they develop software programs is called rapid development or something like that, where essentially they roll out the product but they don't test it. And they fix the bugs as it goes. As bugs appear, they fix it then, instead of doing a thorough testing and making sure before they rolled it out to the general public that it's all working properly. We don't know. This is just speculation on our part. But nevertheless, when Bell doesn't give you any indication as to what the problem is, what do? You speculate. So finally, I did get somebody for help on Bell. On Tuesday morning at around 7 o'clock, I called. I got somebody. I got somebody relatively quickly, which was a miracle in itself. And you may remember my story about going into chat mode with them and being in chat mode for 5.5 hours back a few months ago. Well, I got somebody immediately, and bonus, this person did not have much of an accent, so I could actually understand them. Bonus. This person, I was very calm with them. I said, here was the problem. I know you had an outage over the weekend. Crickets. Didn't say a word. Nothing. Never admitted they had it. Said nothing. So we moved on. And the bottom line was, they're saying, okay, they tested our line from whatever they did their end. We did several things at my end. And the conclusion was my modem was dead. There was a problem with the modem. Okay, fine. What do I do? I'm expecting I have to, make arrangements for a technician to come out, and they'd give me a window of 3 weeks. The technician may arrive anywhere between 7 o'clock Monday morning to 7 o'clock Saturday morning or whatever. No, they said, just take it down to your local Bell store. They told me which one to go to, and they'll exchange it for you. And then it's just plug and play. Really. So off we went. Good thing we went right when the store first opened, because according to the guy there, that was their last modem that they had in stock. Great. I said, had a big run on them on the weekend with the outage? And he just looked at me. Again, told to say nothing. And he just sort of, mm-hmm. And that's all he said. Just left it at that. So I got my Happy New modem. I came home. I plugged it in. Plug and play, you know. No. No. We screwed around with it for a day. I had a phone bell again. Talked to them about stuff. Long story short, we finally, in the next 24 hours after we got the modem, we finally got everything up and running. But there are still things on my computer that for some reason, and I don't know what they are, will not run properly. One of those is Windows Edge, which is their browser. I've been using it for years. Well, it used to be Internet Explorer or whatever. Then they went to Edge with Windows 10 and all that kind of stuff. On the best of days, it's crappy to start with. So Walter never uses it. He always uses Chrome. So, and I have used Chrome somewhat. Now, I'm all Chrome. I've decided I'm not going to fight this anymore. Chrome's the better browser anyways. Just break my old habits, learn new habits with Chrome, and that's what I'm using now. It's also more compatible with YouTube and with video things and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, bite the bullet, go to Chrome, and that's what I've done. So right now, I think I've got it pretty much up and running the way I want it to be. I'm still having some minor issues connecting my cell phone to my printer. It's supposed to be wireless. It says it can't find it. Not sure what that's all about. Not a major problem, but sometimes I'm in another room or I'm watching YouTube videos upstairs and I make notes to myself about something on my iPhone, and then I just, shove it off to my printer wirelessly. Well, that feature I don't really have at the moment up and running, and I don't know why. I'll figure it out when I get a chance to figure it out. Anyways, Bell sucks. And I don't know. Our government supposedly has protection agencies in it that, that are supposed to look after these kind of things, and they don't do anything. I suspect Bell owns them too, in one way or another. So, frustrations, first world problems, frustrations of modern living, I don't know. But the internet is an essential service, just like telephones are, that kind of thing. And when you don't have it, you really realize how much you are dependent upon it. Okay, let's move on to product review. Well, when I was at the retreat, there was a local vendor came in, and she had really good prices. She didn't have a lot of product with her, but it's kind of difficult to, pick up your whole store and bring it to a new location. But I happened to see this bundle of fabric. Now, this is by a major fabric company, Northcott, and these are fat quarters, and there are, I think, about 20 fat quarters in this. There are 18 fat quarters in this bundle. Now, the best thing about this, besides the colors, was the price. When I looked at the price tag on it, I couldn't believe it. $60. That's really good. Bundles like this usually go for, 80, 85, 90, 95 bucks. So $60 was really a great deal. So I latched onto it real quick. When I took it up to her to pay for it, she says, yeah, that's on sale. It's $50. Wow, bonus. I thought it was the only one they had. Oh, I just realized something. I bought flannel. This isn't cotton. This is flannel. Okay. Not that that's a real problem, it's just I've never worked in flannel before. I got so excited about the price I didn't feel it. And I'm just looking at it now and feeling it, and yeah, this is flannel. Okay, I'll do something with this. Yeah, but it was still a great price. So I bought it, and it's pretty. It's very pretty. Okay, so that's all I bought. Well, I bought a ruler as well, but you're not interested in that. So, moving on. Book of the week. Okay, I'm going to warn you right now, you can't get this book. Sorry. But I'm going to bring it up. It's called Tradigi. And I think they're trying to do a play on the word traditional and digital, as in scrapbooking. Okay? Now, I started as a traditional scrapbooker, cut and paste and all that kind of stuff. And then I moved into digital. And I love doing digital scrapbooking. And that's probably why I purchased this book. And it's still worth taking a look at. Now, there are lots of things out there about digital scrapbooking. The trick with digital scrapbooking is if you want to print your pages out and put them in a traditional scrapbook album, you either have to do 8.5 by 11 size, because that's what the standard printers take, or you need to invest in a wide format printer, which are quite pricey. And then you have to buy, I was buying, when I was doing it, I do have a wide format printer. I haven't used it in quite a long time. It cost me at the time, and like I said, I've had this for quite a few years, like probably 12, 15 years. It cost me at the time about $600. And then the paper I was using was photo glossy paper, but I was buying 13 by 19 inch sheets. And they came in packages of about 20 in a package, and I was buying them at Staples, a local stationery store, office supply store for us here in Canada. And at the time, I think they were costing, I want to say they were cost me about $60 a package for 20 sheets. The price did come down. The company started to make, the Staples started to make their own brand, which came cheaper. And every now and then they'd have a really good sale and I'd stock up. So I have actually boxes of this type of paper, and I don't do digital scrapbooking anymore. And I don't use my wide format printer anymore. And which reminds me, I should really put a few test sheets through it, because the ink cartridges that are in it are probably starting to dry up, and that could bugger up the heads on it. But regardless of that, digital scrapbooking is a lot of fun, because you can go and put all your embellishments and things like that on it, but they're all in digital format. And there are websites where you can pick up these things. Now, take this one step further and let's move away from scrapbooking for a moment, and let's go to mixed media. You can do your mixed media in digital format as well. So a book like this will give you lots of ideas. The unfortunate thing about this is I looked for this book, I could not get it. I think it's out of print for one thing, and it's just not available. And the company that printed this, I think, was Pinecone Press, and I went to their website and they don't seem to deal with anything that's a printed copy or a book format anymore at all. I'm really not sure what they do anymore. Maybe somebody else took them over and changed the whole content. I'm not really sure. If you come across a book like this on digital scrapbooking, however, and if you're interested in using computer technology in your creative process, then I would recommend you pick up a few things. Now, of course, you can go onto the internet and find, or YouTube, and you can find videos on how to do all this stuff as well. I guess that's what we're turning to anymore. Print media is dying, as we know. So anyways, I just thought I'd mention it because it was in my stash. And again, this is something that just inspires me to go beyond what's in this book. Okay? All right. So that takes us to the work in progress this week, and I've started a new album. It's another one by iCraft. As you know, this year has been the year of iCraft, and this is what they call the Invitation Scrapbook. And so this is the first part of this, and my assembly of the basic book. So this time I'm going to do another iCraft kit, and this one is called the Invitation Scrapbook. It looks very nice. It looks like it's probably very easy. It's got 9 pieces, it says, of black and craft cardstock, so you can make 2 of these from the kit. And as I've said before, the kits are very reasonable. I pay about $10.99 per kit in Canadian funds. And it says this scrapbook can accommodate 15 photos, and the final size of the scrapbook is 6 by 6. On the back, they have a diagram of the pieces that are in here and how many there are, and it shows you a picture of what the final
scrapbook looks like. So let's open it up and see what we have in the package. Okay, so we have a set of instructions, which is good. They seem to be putting these in all of their scrapbook kits or all of their album making kits now. Before they didn't. And so it says this kit contains 9 parts of craft and black paper each, and they have a picture of the pieces and they have them labeled. And then they show you how to put it together, and at a quick glance at this, it looks like it's fairly straightforward. So let's take out one of the kits, and we have 2, one in black, one in craft, and I have to figure out how to open this package first. So let's work on the black one. Actually, maybe work on the craft one. For something different, I usually work on the black ones, but we'll do the craft. And let's see, let's identify our pieces according to the diagram. So we're supposed to have, well, let's lay them all out first of all. Just move that out of our way for a second. So there's 1 of whatever that is, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. So I'm going to get out a pencil, and I'm going to mark on each one of these if I find a one that writes. Give me a second here. Okay, let's use a pen. All right, so this one with the flap looks like it's base, and they call that base 1. So I'm just going to label here because I'm going to cover these up afterwards anyways with background paper, so we'll never see. So base 1. And they mark this part as A and this part as B. Okay. Then these 2 pieces look like flap 2, flap left and flap right. And I guess it doesn't matter which is which. They're both oriented this way. So flap 2, left, flap 2, right. Okay, so we've got those. Then we have these. These are more flaps. Flap 3, left and right. Again, doesn't seem to matter which is which, but I have got them oriented the same as in the diagram. And that's the right. And we have these 2 pieces, which look like they are also called flaps, left and right, 4. They're oriented this way, so flap 4, left, flap 4, right. And then 2 more pieces remaining, and these are called belts, belt 5. They're both oriented this way. So belt 5, belt 5. Okay, I've got all my pieces labeled, so let's get started. I'm just going to move these over here. And it looks like they're taking the base first. It says fold the score lines towards the center of the base. So there are double score lines here. So I guess to give you a bit of a hinge. So we'll fold the first ones closest in the center, and I'm using my bone folder to give them a good crease. And then, though I find the score lines very helpful, I think they could be a little bit better scored. In fact, I think I'm going to take my ruler and my bone folder, and I'm going to go over this score line a couple of times just to make sure. And I'm going to do the same with this one. They look like they do crack a little bit on the craft paper, so you might want to be aware of that. We can always fix those up later though. Okay, so we have this contraption right here. I just heard my washing machine's signal go off, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. It's laundry day. So let's go to step 2. Step 2 says attach the flap to left as shown to the side of the base. Left to flap. Okay, there's our left to flap, and it says attach the flap left as shown to the side of A of base. Okay, we marked A. There's A. There, so this has score lines, so I guess we better fold these first. Okay, so it says to, now, this is where the diagrams, as you've heard me say in other kits if you've seen the videos, that these are difficult to really see clearly. It looks like they're taking the little flap, facing it down, and attaching it. Now they're saying to A. Okay, I'm just looking ahead in the instructions. After flap 3, left on flap 2 on the pasting margin of flap 2. They really need to have this. These come from India, and the people that write these do not understand English grammar very well, and I find them sometimes very confusing. That's one reason why I make these videos, so you can see how to do them. And it looks like they're putting them right in here in the gutter. I would say that's what they're doing, and it's going that way. So I need some double-sided tape, and to get out the right size. This is, I think this will work. Yep. Okay, so we're just going to put that on this flap. Varnish it well, and take off the protective layer. And we're going to adhere it right in here. So probably easier to do it from this orientation. So A is down here. This is the gutter. This is the little adjoining flap. And I'm just going to place it. Actually, what I'm going to do is fold it kind of under and try to line it up with the edges and the fold. So, okay, did I do this right? I have a feeling this isn't right. If that's the outside, then there'll be another one. Yeah, okay, that's probably got it. Okay, so it says after flap 3 left on flap 2 on the pasting margin of flap 2. Okay, flap 3. That's flap 4. Flap 3 is this one, and it wants left one on flap 2. Okay, they're showing okay, let's do the score line first. So they're showing this. Okay, get this oriented. This is I am not sure. Let's take a look at the box. Just see, it shows it open. So there's a flap
think it's this one that's hinged. That would probably go over there, and then there'll be that other flap there. So, okay, I think they're putting this one, and it says on the pasting margin of flap 2. So this must be the pasting margin. So I would say this one goes right on top of there. Okay, I think that's right. All right, get out some tape. Let's see. See, what I'm doing is, this is the sticky side. I'm folding it up in here and putting it on this edge so I have a straight edge, and I'm lining it up with the crease or the score line on the first flap we put in. Of course, that's the right flap. I don't think it matters. I think I put the wrong one, but they all go the same way. So, okay, so I'm lining it up. Then it says, after flap 4, left on flap 3 on the pasting margin of flap 3. Okay, I think then this is the smaller ones. And I think they just go right there. So this would all close up like that and like that. Okay, that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. So, now I assume when I have this side done, the other side goes together in a similar fashion. Okay, so when you close it, that one, that goes under, that goes over, that goes that way. And I'm just looking here at the bottom diagram. And yes, I think I've got it together right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera, finish this side because it's exactly the same as this side, and then we'll put the belt together. Okay, so I've attached the flaps on the other side, and so this is what it looks like when you get it all together. So basically you have these two small flaps that fold into the center, then these two larger flaps that basically overlap each other. And I notice this one's a little crooked, so I'm just going to do a little fudging here. And then this flap goes in and down, in and down. Oops, I've got a little problem here. Sometimes what you have to do is you have to do a little refolding if you get a little off center. And I am a little off center, but it's not a problem. This one's a little off too. So there we go. That goes under. Little crooked. We're just going to scritch it. Scritch it, that's a technical term in craft making, scritching. Okay, and then that flap goes over, and that flap goes over, and there we go. Now it doesn't look like much right now, but once we get it decorated, it will. So the last thing is to do the belt that holds this together, and it's both are the same. They have these sort of cut off cornered ends, and they have a double score line, one this way and one this way. I've already kind of scored these or folded them off camera. And I've put a little piece of tape, double-sided tape, on this flap because according to the diagram, that's the connector. And you want to connect it only at the first fold or first score, because what it does is give us a little wiggle room for expansion. So let's take the tape off and line this up. And I got a little bit of extra tape here. My tape was a little wider, so I'm just going to curl that under. Just line it up with the edge. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just lining it up on the edge here and opening it up. There's my join. And so you can see what it does is you have this little rectangular piece here, and then I assume you have to put, yes, and that's what they're showing. So I'll put a little tape on this piece here. That's interesting. Flaps are different sizes. Yeah, they put the score line in a different spot on these. Not a major thing, but you see this one's just a little bit wider, so I can get the whole piece of tape on without any overhang. Okay, bring this one over. Let's line it up. And so, there you go, you've got your little band. And the idea of that is it goes over the top of this. And right now it's a little loose, but as you get more things in here, this will expand out. I don't have a lot of expansion room, but yeah, once we get things in it, decorate it, it'll be better, I think. So that's the basic assembly of the Invitation Scrapbook album by iCraft, and in our next segment we'll talk about background papers. Okay, so next week we'll take a look at putting the background papers on this particular album. All right, so what's been up in the past week? Well, update on my mother. She's fine. I'm a little pissed off with her, and I shouldn't be. And when I say I'm pissed off with her, I'm a little bit pissed off with myself about my attitude about this. Every time I phone her lately, she doesn't pick up. And this is becoming a habit. And I let it ring, and I let it ring, and I let it ring. Because I know she's in a wheelchair, and she may it may take her some time to get to the phone. But with my mother, it's her attitude. It's effort. It's effort for her to get over to the phone. She has to push her wheelchair 2 feet to get to it. It is an awkward space in her room where the phone's located. I've been trying to figure out a way to locate the phone. Well, the phone is cordless for one thing, but she never takes it off the cradle. It sits there on the cradle. So of course it's out of reach. Well, you know, what am I going to do? I tried to phone her yesterday when I got home. Nope, rang and rang and rang and rang. I'm not going to bother to phone her today because I'll be over there to see her tomorrow. And to be quite honest, there isn't a heck of a lot to talk to her about. Okay? It's kind of the same old, you know. Anything new, I say to her, about where she... Well, I don't know. There might have been something, but I can't remember. Okay. Yeah, well, that's all I need to say about it. You've bared with me about my mother every time I do a vlog. Thank you for being patient. Moving on, the sewing retreat. Okay, let's talk about that. Good time, okay? As I said, I packed up enough stuff for a year, so I've learned that when I go to sewing retreats, less is more. One thing that annoyed me in my packing, and I packed about everything I potentially could think of that I would probably work on, the one thing I did really want to work on, which was a priority, was to finish up my Christmas placemats and my Christmas table runners. And I needed a special ruler for that, which I had laid out on my table, on my sewing table, to make sure I packed it. Guess what? I didn't pack it. Yeah. But luckily, there are other methods and other rulers you can use. Not as conveniently as this one, but you can use to do these particular blocks. These blocks are called flying geese. And well, one of the ladies had a ruler that she uses for making flying geese, and she showed me how to use it and saved the day. I was able to complete my placemats and everything using this ruler. And in fact, as I got using this particular ruler, I almost liked it a little better than the ruler I originally was going to use. So, you know, maybe there's a silver lining to this. But anyways, it was a lot of fun. It was at a resort. It's a Christian retreat resort kind of a thing. It has like different types of accommodation, a lot of trailers and things there that I think people own, and they go up there in the summertime. It's sort of like their cottage. Plus they have a little motel section. That's what I was in, and they provide the meals, and the meals are usually pretty good. They're pretty standard kind of food. I mean, you're not going there for gourmet, but it's definitely very edible, and I ate an awful lot of it, and I'm feeling the results of that one, I can tell you right now. But we did a lot of sewing. I got a lot of embroidery done because I took both of my sewing machines with me. That was one reason why I had so much stuff. Walter took me up. Good thing, because we had snow. And although snow is not uncommon in November in our area, it has in the last few years been rare. We usually don't start getting snow like we've got right now until about January. So the driving conditions weren't the best, and we were going out into the sticks. And you will see that in the video that I'm going to insert here. And yeah, I don't need to say anything more about the retreat, except that I had a good time and I will go again. But the video shows you everything. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are not interested, then just fast forward ahead. This video is about 22 minutes long. So if you're really not interested in this kind of thing, my feelings won't be hurt. Just fast forward past it. Okay, so I'm off to the sewing retreat for my guild today, Thursday, November the 14th, 2019. And you can see, it's a lovely day to be driving north of where we live. A lot of snow. And you have to remember, this is November the 14th. Even though it's Canada, we don't usually in this area get snow this early. It's still fall. This is not winter, this is fall. So this is what we're driving through, and near whiteout conditions in some spots. And of course, they've got the road so nicely plowed, and this is a major highway. Believe it or not, there are actually 4 lanes of traffic here, 2 on this side, 2 on the other. But as you can see, the lane, we're in the far right lane. The other lane hasn't even been plowed out yet, and this one is just covering over in snow. This is the highway. What we still have to go is down some country roads to get to the lodge that this thing is at. It's out in the sticks. Are quilters crazy? Oh, I think so. Okay, so now we're off the well-traveled route and into the sticks. And of course, this road has not really been plowed very well yet, but the snow has sort of stopped for now, which is a good thing. But yeah, this is called driving in the snow. And for all my Aussie subscribers out there, well, this is what it sort of looks like. And this is not winter. This is fall, not winter yet. So as you can see, this place is located really in the sticks. It's actually, there's a lot of little resorts in and around here because this is on a lake called Pigeon Lake. But you can see you're out here in the wilderness, and we're almost to the Elam Lodge. So this is what the accommodation here at Elam looks like. It's fairly basic, but comfortable, and it's very clean. And you get this whole kitchen area with a full-size fridge, and there's cooking utensils, plates, cutlery, a toaster, and a microwave. And there's a little hot plate down in the cupboards below as well, and it comes with stuff for washing up. And over here we have a little table and a wardrobe as well. And inside the bathroom, which you have to hear me over the fan, so you've got the usual amenities. shower above it. So it's very comfortable. And yeah, so I'm having a good time so far. So maybe I'll get some more video of the actual hall where we're doing our quilting. So it's 7:30 in the morning on Friday. So our first full day. We came up yesterday on Thursday. And we're gonna get the day started. And this is what the campground or the lodge area looks like. That's where I'm staying. As you can see, in the summertime they have all these trailers and everything too, and some buildings down here, little houses. It is on Pigeon Lake, a small lake, and it's not too bad this morning. It's about 0, I think. I think the high is going to be about 3 Celsius. I don't know if there's any snow in the forecast. I don't think so, but it looks like it's going to be overcast. And in about an hour, we'll be having breakfast. But right now, I can get set up for the day. I'm working on my Christmas placemats and table runners and napkins. I got a fair amount done yesterday. I got the placemats all embroidered and assembled. I haven't layered them yet and done the quilting. That's going to take some time, and I don't imagine I'll get to that while I'm here. But here's, we're going up. That building in the distance, not that far away, is the chapel. For this. This is a Christian Bible camp of sorts. That's where we're working, inside. So when I get inside, I'll take maybe a couple of shots of what the room looks like. See how many ladies are already at it. I know a lot of them are late night sewers, but these might be the early morning sewers, so we'll see. And so this is the hall, and everybody's working away here on their projects, as you can see. And it's a hive of activity. So it's a pretty large hall. There's about 30 of us in here, I think. And this is my work area right here. So you can see I've got 2 sewing machines set up. I'm doing some Christmas stuff, trying to get that finished up. Okay, so I'll show you a little bit about what the ladies are working on this weekend. And here's Patricia's, and look at that. Look at the colors in that. That is so gorgeous. How long have you been working on it, Patricia?
Since about 10:30 yesterday.
Oh, geez.
And it is now 3:47 the next day.
Whoa.
So there's 6 pieces per block, and then you cut them all up, and then you sew them all back together again. And then there's 35 blocks. So I'm just measuring
each block is different,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
From it.
Yes. Because you stack by color, and then you take the top and put it underneath for the different shapes, and that way then you get the staggered modelly effect of it.
Ooh, I like it. I just love it. It's all batiks too, right?
Yes, it is 100%.
Yeah. So nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Now I don't know who. Can we see your table runner? Look at that. Oops.
Sorry.
I would get that, but I'll be on the floor and I'll be taking a picture of the floor. Yeah, that's gorgeous. I like the colors in it too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I made one of those, but I had it curl up on me a little bit.
Yeah,
So-
I had some funky things going on in the centers here,
Oh.
but
Oh well. We won't tell anybody.
it's done.
It's done. That's all that matters.
And finished is better than perfect,
Yeah.
right?
And are you making one too? Or are you making a different style?
No, I'm just doing a 20-minute runner.
You're just doing what?
20-minute runner.
Oh, the 20. Okay. Yeah, right. She's hiding. She's hiding.
Moving on.
I'm making 320 half-square triangles.
Oh, been there.
I know, and then 80 more.
Yeah, I've been there. Done that.
I know.
Don't love it.
No.
So let's see what's down this end. And we're madly working away on what?
I am just started on somewhere.
Ooh. That'll be
The
nice.
first few blocks.
Just the beginning.
This is the first block, actually.
But it's going to be nice, and the colors are really pretty.
And it was kit.
Oh, was it Kit?
Yeah, yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah.
And Sharon is madly sewing away on something. Ooh, look at these. Almost looks like it's weaved.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
really
called
cool.
Tangled Tiles.
And Sharon, by the way, is the president of our guild. Have to let all my viewers know what's going on. And let's take a look at the design wall. Stonehenge fabrics. Is this the Stonehenge block of the month?
No, I think it was
Oh, it's just,
called a shop hop.
oh, the shop hop.
A shop hop. And
Yeah.
those are the blocks. And I think Jean has 6, but she's completed 4.
Oh, okay.
And Stonehenge is the 10th anniversary fabric.
Yeah. I was collecting some of those for the 10th anniversary. I didn't get them all.
Beautiful colors.
Yeah, I know. I love the Stonehenge. And what little teeny things are you making?
I am driving myself insane because I cut this fabric and my blocks are only 4 inches now instead. I could have sized them up to 6
Oh,
and saved myself all this
that's trouble.
But
Okay.
anyway,
You have the
I'm in it.
patience of a saint. Or something less.
I have words.
That one is pretty. And we're doing some applique.
We are.
Yeah, I've only just started applique. I'm not that confident yet.
Oh, I love it.
I know it is kind of addictive.
I have to come over and see your embroidery machine because I've been doing embroidery for a lot of years now.
Oh, I love the machine. The machine, once you've done machine embroidery, you'll never go back. And what do we got?
Oh, we're trying real hard to get this quilt together.
Oh, yeah? Aren't we all? And you've got, ooh, Stripe City here. This is going to take you a while. Is that a,
Look at this one, it's better, it's finished.
oh,
Look at this one.
that's pretty.
Christmas.
Yeah, that's really nice. So it's just,
It's a
Strips.
jelly roll and it's in blocks, alternating, vertical, horizontal.
yeah. Well, that's cute. Okay, lots of ideas. Not enough time. What you working on?
I'm working on this.
Ooh. Oh, wow. That is going to be impressive. Well,
It's perfect for Kate, 30-inch blocks.
oh,
She likes big blocks.
she likes
And
big
she
blocks.
cannot lie.
Cannot lie. As long as you like big blocks, then you don't have a big block.
Correct.
Have to think about that.
Yeah, I have to think
And what
about that.
are you working on that's so... Is it paper foundation?
Paper piecing,
Or paper-
and it's called Hollyhocks Remembered.
Ooh,
So it's all
Project started in circa 2001.
2001, October.
that's when you started it?
That's when I started it.
Oh,
And I'm more than halfway done, so that's
okay.
good.
So in 2031, you should have
Yes.
a quilt. Yeah. Oh, this is your t-shirt quilt?
T-shirt quilt, second row, first row done. Second row.
Oh, yeah. I don't wear t-shirts, so I never have t-shirts to make t-shirt
You
quilts out
could
of.
make shirt ones.
Yeah,
Yes, you could.
I suppose.
Yeah.
To be honest, it doesn't really appeal to me. I don't know why, but maybe someday it might.
My first one.
collected ties.
Oh, ties
Yeah.
would be
A
fun.
ton of ties to make tie quilts.
I've thought of that because I got a ton of ties too.
Yeah.
That,
I thought of doing a ottoman.
oh, with ties?
With ties.
Is that one like a circular type?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those. They're kind of neat. Little tuffet.
Tuffet. That's what
You
it
can
is.
sit on it and eat your curds and whey. Till the spider gets you. Yeah. Look at this one. Wow. There's another beautiful one. When you come to a retreat, it's like you're at a little mini quilt show. And what are you ladies all up to?
We're making mug rugs.
Oh, mug rugs. Okay.
Yes.
For you to give away or for the boutique?
For these are for the boutique.
Boutique?
Boutique, yes.
And what do you got over there?
I'm doing that quilt. She's making blocks for her
Oh.
never-ending quilt.
It's now 7 deep.
70. Is it going to be a big one then?
Well, it takes about 35
Oh,
to
yeah?
make what the standard size is, twin, I guess.
Like a queen or a
twin.
twin?
Yeah, this is that.
Oh, geez, look at that. It's almost a mosaic. That's really cool. And you know what, are you making it out of scraps or?
Well,
Because it looks like it could be.
Well, it could be, except that to get the diversity of fabric,
Right.
I don't have that.
Oh,
kind
you
of
don't have that.
diversity.
You don't have that kind of.
So I went online to Connecting Threads.
Oh, yeah.
And bought the 5-inch squares of everything they owned.
Oh.
and then I trimmed them down to 2.5, 4.5s.
Okay.
And then sort of, yes.
And then
So it gives you a vast variety.
No
and
two blocks alike.
Well, you now end up with two the same.
Oh,
And then
okay.
depending on what you were buying, sometimes you get them in different packages of the same fabric. But yeah. And the light ones,
Yeah.
you can never get enough light.
Right.
So I ended up, I buy half meters of the tone-on-tone whites and creams, chop them into 2-inch strips, or 2.5s, and then there's actually a 4.5-inch square where you can chop the ball up, and then I deal them like cards. This bag is this fabric,
Yeah.
and this bag is another one. So if you dole out about
You'll get-
20 piles, then you get it all assorted. And my decision here is, as long as the adjacent ones are not the same,
Then
I'm going to settle for that.
yeah.
But it's surprising. It's a hug.
Yeah.
This quilt is, you will wrap up in it and feel comforted.
It's going to be used.
Yes.
In other ways.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
as
It's gonna
opposed to
look
the
nice.
more,
Yeah, but artsy ones. Yeah.
and it's a perfect retreat project
Oh, yeah.
because it's
And
almost
then
mindless.
continuing, I flipped it upside down. And
Go
it
in
didn't
your
look bad
instructions
until I saw it quilted.
because you're chatting.
Yeah. And what are you working on?
I am working on my block of the month for 16-17.
Oh.
So, and I've worked on it every retreat. I've
Oh,
gone
yeah?
to, and that's like,
That's your project for the retreat.
So guess how much this thing is costing now?
Yeah, it's
Did you include the
priceless then,
that
right?
cost the quilt?
And what have we got? You got a lot of little pieces here.
Yeah. Prepping for a block.
Oh. So that's it right there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be pretty when you get it done. Lots of little pieces. And Susan, what are you working on?
I am working on a project that I've been working on every retreat for a while. It's a Christmas quilt.
Oh, so what Christmas will that be done for?
I'm not sure
You're
yet.
not sure yet.
The Christmas future.
Yeah, cute Christmas future, yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm working on.
So, keeps you off the street.
God, it keeps me out of trouble.
And what are we making?
It's a petite thing, and I'm racing to try and get it done before I get my massage.
Oh, it's a race. It's a race. Oh, it's going to look nice, though.
Scraps.
Yeah, well, that's the best thing. I like doing ones out of scraps. And here we have a collage.
This is what it's supposed to look like.
Ooh.
It's quite large.
Wow.
Just finishing the skirt.
I've
today.
seen those, but I've never attempted one.
Well, this is the biggest one I think you can do. and they don't do this pattern anymore, but I wanted this pattern, and Cleo happened to have it, so I took a class with Cleo, but there's still a lot of building and everything to do.
Well,
It's
a hobby.
No, I'm enjoying it.
It's not
I don't
a
want
race.
to rush it.
No. And Diane, what are you up to now?
Corky wallet.
Ooh, okay. And so that's cork fabric, right?
This is cork fabric that I've picked out, and I'm making it for the boutique.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is my first one I've made. We'll see how it turns out.
So it turns out, and then you can
I make
assembly
it-
line
Yeah.
production, yeah, for that, or sweatshop, whichever.
Yeah.
You prefer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Debbie's doing what? Are you still sewing on
Labels and hanging
and
sleeves.
hangings? It's all you've done so far this weekend.
Yep. Because you got to prep the stuff for the quilt show, and I got other stuff I have to do at home.
Well, are these yours or somebody else's?
Some are mine, some are my mom's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking you weren't just doing everybody's in the guild, were you?
No, I'm not that insane.
And
No, thanks.
no thanks. Okay. We will not put you on video. Oh, come on. I want to see your sewing machine though.
Yeah, you can. You know what? You can watch me sew and swear at this border, but I hate talking. As soon as you put a camera in front of me, I go gaga.
Well, that's okay. That makes for a good video. But look at that
I'm sure
sewing
it
machine now.
does.
How long? Where did you find this one?
It was another member from the guild about 3 years ago, and I bought it from her.
Oh.
Yeah, she had it at home, never used it, and I only just started using it on Monday.
Oh, so you're just new with it, getting used to it.
Yeah, but it's actually quite easy.
It's got a huge
Really
table,
easy.
which is nice.
That is an add-on. They never made them then. It's plastic. It's not metal like this one.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Cool.
It's really pretty.
And are we still you were working on something yesterday. Did you get that done? Or are you still working on it?
No, I got the 2 bags done.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So they're all done. So now we're working on the polka dots.
You're doing the polka dot quilt.
Yeah, the polka dot challenge.
Yeah. In a retreat. Yeah. I thought you might want to see the hall when there's absolutely nobody here. This is Saturday mornings, a little after 7 o'clock, and there's only 2 of us here at the moment, but the rest will be here shortly. But you can see how large the hall is and everybody's stuff and all our workstations and everything. It's a pretty good setup. So it's Sunday morning at about 5 to 7, and that's another shot of the chapel where we do our sewing and everything. And I'm the only one that's up and about it right now, but there's probably going to be somebody else here very soon because they like to get the chapel open around 7 or 7:30. It's a very brisk morning. Looks like it may be a clear day. That's looking out over the lake. Pigeon Lake is what it's called. And you can see here at this resort, they have a lot of permanent trailer installations. I guess people come here in the summer and these are their trailers, and it's sort of like a cottage. It's right on a lake, not a bad idea. So I'm just traveling a little bit down, taking a little morning walk. Oh, I hear a car behind me, so that may be someone coming in, driving in to open up the chapel, and we'll see. So, our last day, gonna get things packed up, do a little bit more sewing, then we'll have lunch at 12:30, and then we are done for the retreat. And it's been good, it's been fun. Walter's coming up to pick me up, and I'm definitely coming back to the next one. Nope, I was wrong. That wasn't anybody coming up with the chapel. That must be one of the people that work here or whatever. Anyways, it is brisk out, and I think I might make my way back to my room where it's warm. But just take a look at this. Early morning, and there's the moon. So what's coming up? Well, this is Hell Week for the Guild, because we have our major show. The Guild has one of these every 3 years. This is the first time that I've ever been involved in something like this. Walter and I are going over on Thursday morning to help with setup, and there's a lot of setup. I mean, all the quilts, we have about 188 quilts in the show. Not my quilts, all of them. I got all my quilts in though. I've got 5 quilts in the show. But they all have to be hung. And there's a lot of logistics in that. There's been a lot of people working on this for a year, basically, to get this together and to go. And after Thursday, we open the show on the Friday, and I'm doing various things throughout the day of both Friday and Saturday, the 2 days of the show. It's going to be busy. We want it to be busy because this is our major fundraiser, and for the next 3 years, the money we make from this basically runs the Guild. And then we have takedown on Saturday night. Now, apparently takedown is faster than put up. But we'll see. They equate it to taking down a large circus tent. Again, something I have never done. So I don't know what's involved. I just have a feeling it's going to be very chaotic. And I'm feeling a little bit of stress with this because I have a busy week. Again, all of it I brought on to myself. So I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to organize myself. Prioritize the things I need to do this week, and that will help. It's a good thing I'm a list maker. I find making the lists comforting for some reason. You know, you organize your day. This morning before I started doing my vlog, which is on my list of things to do, I'd made my list. And as the day goes on, I'll check them off. And that makes me feel good. It feels like I've accomplished something. So, anyways, moving on. That's the Guild show coming up, and yeah, I think that's about it. So, this has been a long vlog. Sorry about that, but you can always fast forward to the end. And I hope to see you on Sunday for Stephen and Walter Live, and we're going to be talking about you, so don't be shy. Come and join us, and I'll talk to you again next week. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.